read it or skip it, welcomes you to the deep dive.
Hey everyone!
So you sent us, one of us is lying. And knowing how much you enjoy a good mystery, especially one with twists and, high school drama.
Yeah, this one definitely fits the bill. We were pretty excited to jump into it.
Absolutely. So our mission today, just to be clear, isn't to spoil everything. We want to unpack the main events, get to the core of the mystery, but leave some surprises intact, give you a solid feel for it.
Exactly. A spoiler-light look, you could say. So let's set the scene. We're at Bayview High. Think classic high school setting, the usual cliques and gossip.
Right. And detention is where it all kicks off. You've got 4 students, Bronwyn, Nate, Addie, and Cooper. They're all from totally different social circles.
Very different. And they all land in detention together, supposedly for having phones out, which seems a bit off right from the start.
Yeah, a little too convenient. And who else is there? Simon Kelleher?
Ah, Simon.
Yeah.
The infamous creator of the school's gossip app about that.
The place where secrets go to die. Or, well, become public knowledge.
Precisely. So they're all in detention, and then things escalate. Fast.
What happened?
Well, there's a minor distraction outside, and during that chaos, Simon drinks some water.
Okay.
And he has a massive, fatal allergic reaction. Turns out the cup was coated deliberately with peanut oil.
Peanut oil. Wow. And he's allergic.
Severely. And suddenly those planted phones make a lot more sense. It looks like a setup.
So the other 4, Bronwyn, Nate, Addie, Cooper, they're immediately the prime suspect.
Exactly. Because, and this is key, Simon was apparently just about to drop a huge post about that, exposing major secrets about each one of them.
So each one had a motive, a really strong one.
You got it. Simon had even labeled them, sort of mockingly, the brain, the criminal, the princess, and the jock.
Classic high school archetype. So the initial thinking is straight up murder, right? Someone silenced Simon before he could talk.
That's the assumption everyone makes. Police, students, everyone. And those secrets, they start to come out anyway.
What kind of secrets are we talking about?
Well, Addie, the princess, she'd cheated on her popular boyfriend, Jake.
Okay.
Bronwyn, the brain, wasn't quite as perfect as she seemed. She'd cheated academically.
Pressure getting to her.
Seems like it. Then Cooper, the jock, the baseball star, he was hiding his sexuality.
Which could definitely complicate things for a star athlete in that environment.
For sure. And Nate, the criminal, well, he had a history dealing drugs, stuff he was trying to leave behind.
So, yeah, a real tangled web. Each one had something they desperately wanted to keep hidden.
Absolutely. So you have these 4, defined by Simon's labels, suddenly thrown together under this intense suspicion.
Well, they kind of have to rely on each other, right? Even though they barely know each other.
They do. They form this really unlikely alliance, trying to figure out what actually happened, clear their names. You see those labels start to kind of, fall away.
That's where it gets interesting, seeing them interact beyond the stereotypes.
Totally. But then comes the big twist. Just when you're deep in the who killed Simon question,
What happens?
they find Simon's own writings, like a manifesto.
A manifesto.
Yeah, and it reveals Simon wasn't murdered at all.
Oh, wait, what? He wasn't murdered?
Nope. He orchestrated the whole thing, his own death. It was a twisted revenge plot.
He killed himself to frame them.
Pretty much. He wanted to ruin their lives because he felt wronged by, well, pretty much everyone. It completely flips the narrative.
Wow, that is dark. Simon the secret keeper, having the biggest secret of all.
And it doesn't stop there. He didn't act entirely alone. He had an accomplice.
An accomplice who?
Turns out it was Addie's ex-boyfriend, Jake, the one she cheated on.
No way. Why would he help Simon?
His motive was tangled up with Simon's, but mostly focused on getting revenge on Addie for cheating. He helped Simon plan the evidence, planning to frame Cooper initially, but then things got messy.
So Jake was in on it from the start, helping Simon plan his own death.
He knew about the plan, yeah, and helped facilitate parts of it, like tampering with the nurse's office EpiPens. His own anger twisted things further.
Good grief. So what happens when this comes out?
Well, Addie starts piecing it together, and Jake realizes she knows. He actually tries to kill her to silence her.
Seriously?
Yeah, it gets really intense. Thankfully, Cooper steps in and manages to stop him.
You. Okay, so the truth finally comes out.
The whole truth. Simon's plan, Jake's involvement. It exonerates Bronwyn, Nate, Addie, and Cooper. Their names are cleared.
And life goes back to normal. Or a new normal.
A new normal, definitely. They've all been changed by it. Those stereotypes are gone. And you actually see some unexpected connections form, like between Bronwyn and Nate.
So through all that trauma, something else emerges.
Exactly. So thinking about this whole story, what does it leave us with for you listening?
Well, beyond just the thrill of the mystery, it really makes you think about our world, doesn't it? The digital age.
Definitely. How social media apps like Simon's about that can just amplify everything. Secrets, rumors, the desire for revenge.
Yeah, it pours gasoline on the fire.
Yeah.
You have to wonder, how would this have played out 20, 30 years ago without that instant, widespread gossip machine?
It's a great question. It really highlights the power and maybe the danger of our online lives and how quickly things can spiral. The consequences can be devastating.
A really provocative thought to chew on. How much power do these platforms give to those who want to cause harm?
And what's our responsibility in how we use them, how we consume that information? It's complex.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into One of Us is Lying for Read It or Skip It. We hope we gave you a good sense of the central plot and themes without spoiling all the twists.
Definitely check it out if you enjoy this kind of layered mystery. Until next time, keep thinking critically about what you read. Read it or skip it.